I was uh, I was going through something and I thought I'd record a video so it would probably help me process, and yeah, it might help someone else. I had an amazing day today. I had a very nice day today. It was eventful. It was fun. I was very pleased actually. But yeah, towards the end of whatever my day entailed, I just had this very bad sinking feeling in my chest, and I just started thinking about uh, my sad assumption that I'm gonna die alone, and I'm never gonna find love, or I'm never gonna find someone that would want to be with me forever, and I wouldn't find anyone that I'd want to be with forever. Yeah, and I just had this terrible feeling, and uh, I'm back in the city where I go to university, but it's like we're in the middle of summer break right now, and everyone's back home. The two friends of mine that are who live close by and are here, I texted them and I asked them if they're free to talk or if I can meet them and talk. And one of them did not respond. The other one did, and yeah, they asked me what's up over text, and I was hoping we'd, I don't know, like go on a walk or something. Whatever. That's not the problem. I just don't feel good, and the past year or so has been filled with a lot of self reflection and a lot of looking back at decisions I made and trying not to get back into old habits and patterns that I tried really hard to get out of because they were impacting me negatively. Uh, Throughout all that, I just felt hollow for some reason. It did not feel good to know that I need to make some changes. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I did not feel good knowing that I need to make changes. I wish I did not have to change anything about my life or who I am as a person, and everything would just be perfect as is, but unfortunately, that's not the case, and that's not a luxury that I am rich enough to afford. Uh, but yeah, I've cut a lot of people off. I've let go of a lot of relationships that weren't serving me and were actually really, really bad for me. And it was just a bunch of, like it was a series of me cutting a lot of people off, and things going really terrible with a lot of people. And it did get me thinking, uh, it did make me think that maybe I was the problem and maybe there was something deeply wrong with me which caused all of these seemingly normal and healthy friendships to fail, and I just have to, cut them off eventually to feel better. I obviously am not oblivious enough to just assume everyone else is wrong and I'm totally perfect. I spend a lot of time trying to acknowledge the areas where I messed up and the areas where I was in the wrong and I should have done something to rectify my actions or even my intentions actually. But I've realized that the life that I want, and with the person that I am and the person that I want to be ideally, that version of me cannot exist if I keep the people that I have in my life currently around. It's just that when you suffer from having a low self esteem, you allow a lot of things in your life that don't actually serve you. And for me, that meant making myself small to make friendships work, or it was making myself small to make other people feel good, or make other feel other people feel good about not being good enough. Not in that sense, but yeah, I had to make myself small in a lot of areas, and I had to uh, downplay, sorry. I had to downplay a lot of my strengths just so everyone around me would be comfortable. And I did not realize any of this until one day when I was sitting down and I realized that I used to make a lot of progress with this one thing that I stopped doing just naturally, just by practicing it normally. And ever since I stopped doing it because it was uh, the butt of a joke for a lot of people, and it wasn't just a fun quirk of mine, it was something that could be weaponized against me when it shouldn't be that way at all. So I stopped doing all that, and I made myself small. I made myself stoop down to the level of whoever was around me, just so we could all coexist in a way that doesn't, create any conflict. I was trying to exist without any, I was trying to exist without any contradiction, if that makes sense. And that obviously was not going to work out. I did not feel good about it. I did not realize what I was doing in the moment. I did not realize what was happening. But when I did, it felt really shitty because I felt like I'd invested so much energy and so much of my time and affection and love and care into friendships and relationships that weren't even good for me. Um, they messed up my self concept, and it was just really bad for me overall. And it has taken me quite a lot of time to be able to say this because my self concept or my sense of worth, all of it was very uh, brittle. One snide remark or one confrontation that, or like one single label, that was all it took for me to reconsider everything I've ever done. And it wasn't good, and it took a lot of deconstructing and thinking of what actually was wrong, where I was out of alignment with who I want to be, and all that, to finally settle on the conclusion that it is okay for me to not be friends with anybody, or it is okay for me to not be friends with the people that I was friends with, because everyone has different sets of values, everyone's meant to do different things in life, everyone's uh, destined for a different path in life. And sorry, with what I want for myself and with what I wish for myself, the relationships that I was trying to foster and cater to, uh, that they did not align with my desired identity, if that makes sense. And yeah, I feel like as of now, I'm at the stage where I've done a lot of work, a lot of tangible work to overcome all the struggles that I face, and I am ready to, move on to the next step and finally start living a better life and be better in general and do the things that I've always wanted to do without any fear of judgment or without any fear of anything. But at the same time, it feels very heavy, and at the same time, it feels incredibly lonely. I should not have to feel the way that I did after I'd spent a very nice and very fulfilling day. But I did, and that just got me thinking that I still need to make a lot of sacrifices. I still need to make a lot of changes, and I need to let go of a lot of ideas, a lot of people, a lot of my habits, and only then can I, step up, step up, and be better. I'm getting a call.